Okay, so we basically went through and set some breakpoints on our program. Now we're going to talk about going into stepping into a particular program. So if I look over here, I've got a breakpoint set right here, and this is a subtotal. So the subtotal is it's a double, and it's going to be equal to whatever we get back from the get bagel cost from the bagels object, which I believe is the bagels panel, and then we've got the toppings, get toppings, and coffee. So we're actually going into three different methods at that point. So I'm going to put a breakpoint right there. We're going to go ahead and click on the debugger. Comes up, I'm going to go ahead and select a few things. I'm going to click calculate. Again, it's saying that it's going into the debug perspective. I'm going to click yes. It stops right there. Okay, so if we look, we can see over here in our variables we've got a this and we've got an E. What is E? Well, E is the item up here, and again that is the action event that is basically being brought in. So instead of clicking on step over where it would call all three of those methods one at a time, get those totals, add them all together and put them in the subtotal, I'm going to step into each one. So I come over here and I click on step into, and you'll notice right away that we are going to go into the bagel panel. So I basically click step into again and step into it again. Okay, so now here we are. If you look, I'm in the bagel panel. So we're calling the get bagel cost. So here we got double bagel cost 0.0. So we create a variable and we initialize it. So I can go ahead and click step over, and it says is white selected, and if I come up here I can check to see if, let's see, that is not a white bagel. That's white bagel. Okay, so here is white bagel. It says that is a JRadial button object. If I expand this guy, we can see trying to remember trying to find the value. Yeah, there's one of those, I can't remember what it is. It's going to be true or false. Anyways, so right now it's going to be either true or false depending on what the radio button is selected at that point. Oh, here it is selected. I can't remember what the there's a value in there. So anyways, so check to see if that is that particular guy. So we click, it is selected, so it goes into the bagel cost equals the white bagel. What is the white bagel? Well, if I come down here and look at that particular variable, we can see that the I expanded that, didn't I? Let me go back up here. Go. So we can see that the white bagel is $1.25. So we get the bagel cost of $1.25 and it is returned. So it's right here, it's going to be returned. And I'm going to remove that breakpoint. Step over, so it's returning the bagel cost. So the bagel cost is now, come up here, I should have bagel cost. There it is. So there's bagel cost. Bagel cost $1.25 is being returned. So I click step over. Now we're back to toppings. So right now we've got the bagel cost returned. See if I can find that. Is it get bagel costs? I can't remember. I hate when I can't remember. Anyways, so bagel cost is in that particular object. So now we're going to go into toppings. So I click step into, and it goes up, says, okay, you're going into a toppings panel. So we step into it again. So now we're inside of, we're still here. We have to click step into one more time. Now if you look, we're inside of the toppings panel. And this again, we have the topping cost equals 0.0. And now we're going to go through this if statement. So I'm going to step over each one of those, check to see what is selected. That wasn't selected. Butter was, so it basically says the topping cost is now plus equal butter. So you know right now it's 0.0. When I step over that one, it's now 25 cents. Now we're checking to see if the peach jelly is selected. That is not. Is blueberry jam? That is not. So now we're returning the topping cost, which is 0.25. So we come back to here. I click step into. There's the coffee. Step into. Step into. Now we're inside of the coffee panel. So there we have the coffee cost 0.0, and we're going to check each one of these. Now this is an if else, so only one of those can be true. So we step over, so if no coffee, that's not selected. If regular coffee, that is selected. So now if you look up here, coffee cost is 0.0, go by, now it's $1.25. So now we return $1.25. So I believe Get Bagel was $1.25, topping was 0.25, and get coffee cost is also $1.25. So $1.25, $1.25 is $2.50. We had basically 75 cents or 25 cents. We now have $2.75. So we come down here, and if we look, our subtotal right now is $2.75. Our tax is going to be the subtotal times the tax rate. The tax rate is, if I were to go into this and scroll all the way down to this, tax rate is 0.06. So it multiplies 0.06 times that, and we basically execute that line. Tax is now 0.16499999998. We go ahead now, so we go ahead and add those two together. So now our total is 2.915. But we're going to use the decimal format dollar, which is our decimal format, and we go ahead and then display it via, it should pop up here. Oh, there it is. So the subtotal is 275. Our tax was 16 cents because we used the decimal format to display the tax, only 2 decimal places. And then we also did the same thing. We added those two together. We got 2.92, which is $2.92. Okay, so pretty slick. So nice way to step into a particular item. Now I'm going to show you something that we can also do as well. So I'm going to rerun this. So I'll rerun this guy, click debug, and I'll select a couple this time. And so let's say we get to our bagel cost here and we step into it. So I basically step into the bagel cost, and this time we're going to go into the we're in the coffee panel. So now we're in the coffee cost. So coffee cost right now we're going to say is, so come in. Right now the coffee cost is $1.25. Let's say for experimental purposes I want to test something out. So I come in here, I highlight that entire thing, I type 1.56, hit the enter key. Notice coffee cost is now $1.56 as opposed to $1.25. And now when I return, I come back, the subtotal is going to be different now. But let's say right now, I want the tax to be different. So let's say that we're going to experiment with the tax rate. So I actually go into this, expand those guys. I scroll down to the T's to get the tax rate. It's 0.06. I want to make it 0.075. Hit the enter key. I've just increased the tax rate to 0.05 or 0.7075. Now when I run this, we now have a different tax rate. So now it just ran. And there we have $4.06, 24 cents. So anyway, so the tax was different this time as opposed to the last time. So we can go in and we can actually double click on those variables, those values, change them to whatever we want. Okay. Now I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to rerun it again. And this time, click that, click there. So I click OK, and it's running. So I'm going to step into it. I'm going to just step over. Okay, so now right here, I want to create. So what I can do is this. I can actually click Window, Show View, and I want an Expressions window. So think of an Expressions window. So it adds a new little window up here. Expression window says, hey, I want to do something different. I want to add something. So I'm going to say int x semicolon. Okay, I just executed that line. So now right now in memory I've got a variable called x. It's an integer. I come in here and click Add New, and I'm going to say x is equal to 15.2. Oh, did that work? It didn't work. Oh, that won't work. Why? Because it's an integer. I'm going to say x is equal to 15. Hit the Enter key. Why aren't you working? X equals 15. Huh. Well, let's do int y equals 15. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say subtotal plus equal 25. Okay. I just increased the subtotal by $25. So now when I keep running this guy, it comes up and says, oh, your total was $53.50. Tax was $3.21. So again, we can actually go in and I can actually create variables. I can run actual code through the expression window, just willy-nilly. So it's kind of a great way to say, hey, I need a new different kind of calculation. I can redo that calculation. I can basically update it. I can do all that type of thing as well. So it's a great way to kind of go in and see if this particular piece will work or this particular piece will work. And it's also a great way to go in and see what's in each value to see what is going on with that particular variable. Again, it's kind of tough to see what's inside of an object because we have to expand that and get to the particular piece for that particular object. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll break right here, and then we'll come back with another video to kind of finish up this chapter.